Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another new episode of Exceptional Podcast. Today, we have got a special guest here. We have George here. Hello, George. How are you?
Hey, Yogan, thank you very much, man. I'm doing fine. Finally, I am here after so long time that we've been discussing about this. Thank you very much, man. It's my pleasure to be here.
It's been a long time that we talked about this podcast, actually. Since the last time that I've seen you, you were another father, but now here you are presenting as a father. How are
Yeah,
you feeling about that?
that's a big change, man. That's a big change, and our life has been changing since that moment. It's a new chapter, and yeah, let's see how it will go. But for sure, I'm very happy about it. I'm very happy to be also here, man.
Life gave you lemons and you made lemonade, and the lemonade is sleeping over there right now. We need to be a
Yeah,
little
he's
bit quiet, but it's
yeah
fine
he's
now
over
we
there.
speak like that, right?
Sure,
So
sure.
I wanted you to be here because I know that you are also a watch lover. I mean, you have got some watches in your collection as I know you, but it's not the main thing that we're going to talk about today here. We're going to talk about a little bit about watches, a little bit about your personal life, also a little bit about your past, about in the television that I'm really curious about that maybe you would like to share some of your experiences.
Sure, man. But I mean, that's so long time ago when I was still a kid. In my early 20s, now in my late 30s. So yeah, that's in the past. But life goes on. We are full of experiences. That's it. Now, on the other hand, indeed, you know how much, let's say, lover I am of watches. Once I tried to be also a collector, but that's a very expensive hobby, man. So you know that better, even better than I do. So when I have the chance, and I try to invest into that. And time matters, man. Time matters a lot. And on top, if you add your passion, that's even bigger and fulfills you, me.
You're right. It's a little bit expensive hobby to go on with. Once you love it, you're not going back. Okay, I have some tattoos, for example, and I want to have every day one different and another one and another one. But about the watches, I cannot do that because it's not a couple of $100. It's thousands and thousands. You got to think twice before getting one.
Indeed,
But you have got a
indeed.
baby right now. You need to find some watches for him,
Yeah, I
actually.
need I need to keep the time, and I need to follow the time. I need to follow the schedule. I need to be, on top of my business, and of course, on when it comes to time, every minute counts. Not only with the baby, but also professional wise. I am currently, when it comes to profession, I'm currently in the sales in a multinational company, very huge company. No advertisement whatsoever. But this is something that is essential. I like watches. It's not something that, to be honest, I'm passionate with the time, but it's not something that I can live without it. I need it in my everyday life. I mentioned the kid. He needs to eat. He needs to sleep. On the other hand, I need to be on time at my office, and I need to be on time on my meetings. So every single minute counts.
We are not able to follow everything. We have got only 24 hours and we need to fit everything inside of it. Sometimes it's overwhelming. I understand that. There's no time for our hobbies, but still, we need to feel alive at some point. And so we are just sparing those moments.
Exactly. This is the thing, man. You said that right. We need to feel alive. If you notice, I mean, in every step that we made, we can see a watch, we can see a clock. It can be on our phone, and it can be in the car. It can be on the wall, and it can be on our wrist as well. It's not only about time, but it's also, to be able to carry the time with you. So that's what I like mostly when it comes to time measurements and watches.
That's good. You already answered most of my questions, but not
Did
exactly
I? That was
because
it?
no.
Ah, no, yeah, okay.
Oh, you want to say goodbye? Everyone, thank you for watching us.
No,
Of
stay,
course.
you guys, stay, you
I've got
guys.
some questions prepared here, actually. I
Sure.
will go one by one,
Hit me up,
from
man.
chapter to chapter. I will ask different questions, but all the things that you said was matter of fact for us. But we are also living creatures and we want to have fun. For example, even if I have the last single penny, I will go to that McDonald's and eat that Big Mac. I will do it no matter what.
That's why we're
I will
friends,
tell
man.
my kid, like, shh, I'm
Yeah,
going to eat
yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
But
That's why
okay.
we're friends.
So, are you ready for the questions? I will ask one by one. I need to get some help from that. Don't mind.
Hit me up, man. Sure.
All right. First question says, do you plan your day around the clock or you prefer to go with the flow? Because there are two types of people.
Look how it goes, man. When I'm on my vacay, clock is not something that matters, what matters is quality time, again, but with friends, with family, with the nature, perhaps, taking the car and, going for a ride by yourself or with my lady. But when it comes to everyday life, this is something that I need to be constantly with my clock. As I mentioned to you, every single minute counts. When you are also in the sales, when you're in a big multinational company, when you have meetings that it's 9 a.m. here and it might be like 12 p.m. on the other side of the planet, and you need to follow that, and you need to be respectful, with the audience. You need to be respectful with your colleagues, and also with the customers. That's something that matters, and I cannot, just follow the flow. I need to go minute by minute, hour by hour. I sound like a lawyer who charges by the hour, but no, this is not. It's all about respect and to be able to manage your time accordingly. So you and your colleagues, and everyone that you cooperate, and you are in the everyday life, be also happy with it. Nobody wants and nobody likes to be stood up even for 5 minutes, because time matters for everyone, man.
Yeah, especially for the corporate life that you're talking about,
Oh
like meeting
yeah.
over and over, doing stuff, following up. Time is important in that matter because you cannot be late 2 minutes. There are like important people waiting for you. Everybody is there waiting for someone, and you need to be on time for that.
I
Time
think
management is so
Yeah,
important.
exactly. And I think it's the Italians that they say. I'm not sure. They say that when you're about to to go on at an appointment, at a rendezvous, you just need to be there like 5 minutes earlier. That's the right thing. If you be there like on time, you're late. And if you're late 5 minutes, it's unacceptable. I'm not harsh, but this is true. This is
I
true.
mean, it means that you're not excited. I am. I was there before you come, and you're not excited. You're late. Like you don't care about me. Who are you?
Oh, come on, man. I got a baby.
Sometimes,
Come
sometimes,
on.
not
Yeah, yeah,
always.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Another question that's really bothering me. It's bothering me because I've got a cat. Okay, it's not a baby, but it's a cat. Still
Yeah.
important for me. He's getting hungry at 4 o'clock in the night, and he's scratching my face, and he shouldn't. He shouldn't basically. But he's doing it, so it's okay. I'm just waking up and giving him some food. So since you become a father, how it changed your time management? Because
Come on, man.
is it
That's
worse than a cat or is it better than a cat?
oh, you can compare that to cat. Oh, come on. It's even worse. I mean, when it comes to
Is it worse? Come on, he's
when
sleeping there. Don't say that.
yeah, yes, unfortunately he cannot listen to me right now, but that guy is a special guy. He has his time, and when I mean he has his time, the guy has his schedule, man. He's not like going not even a minute like later or earlier. We know what time he's gonna wake up. We know what time he's gonna ask for food, and we know what time is he gonna, we're gonna change his habits.
Scheduled baby.
Yeah, he
How is that
is.
possible?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. It happened, and we're lucky on that one. That's the thing. But of course, I cannot avoid the same thing at 4 o'clock a.m. every night. He's waking up at 7, at 2, at 9. But by the time I'm already off the house.
Yeah,
So
you
yeah.
consider
So the
yourself
other special forces are taking care of it. That's it.
lucky forces.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Lucky
Of course,
forces.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like splitting the
I
duties
mean,
somehow.
Special Forces is his mommy, and she's always, ready and to do everything that needs to be done. And
That's a good one.
yeah,
My cousin, when he had the first baby, he was using these normal, like the clocks we have, but like there's no alarm in this or nothing. But so he had to switch into the smart
yeah.
watches. It has a vibration, and he's just waking up in order to give the food to the kid. Like, for example, in your night shifts, how you're affected? Is it affecting your life?
It does, man. It does. I mean, if you consider that we're sleepless for more than 100 days, but we're still, looking sharp. Of course, it's a bit hard, but when it comes at the end of the day, that's our joy, and that's our happiness. On the other hand, Yogan, I mean, I cannot hide that I'm also impressed when it comes to this new kind of smartwatches, because they're giving us like a lot of flexibility when it comes to screening. It can mirror many notifications that I would receive on my phone. I might not be able because I'm driving, or because I'm joking, I'm running, I'm working out, so everything can be on the watch. It's not that I'm a big fan, but it's very very convenient sometimes. But I'm very fond of the analog, old school kind of
Really?
watches. Yeah, yeah,
Like the
yeah.
old school ones?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Even though the new ones is much better in many way. Let's say practical. Let's say not
Yeah,
better, but
yeah,
practical.
yeah,
Let's
yeah,
say
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm also the analog person. Actually, that was my next questions, but okay, we got the
Oh,
answer from
oh,
that one.
oh.
So actually, I wanted to ask you that if you're wearing watch in your daily life, but I've seen a watch once you entered the store, and I guess it's a Corum Admiral's Cup because I
Oh,
love that
dude.
watch. I'm not really like into Corum brand, let's say, but it has got really interesting watches like Bubble and this Admiral Cup, and I really love that one. And so you're wearing.
Dude, you notice it, right?
I
Yeah.
love that one.
Yeah. It's one of my favorites. I don't have many, to be honest with you. I have like two, three watches that I do really like. One of them is the one that I'm watching. I'm wearing today. It's the Karam. I really love it. The other one, my top brand would be Frank Muller. I love that one. I love the design so much. It's so unique, and every time I'm wearing that one, it feels like it's giving some kind of authority. It's so prestigious and it's so beautiful. The other one, it's very classic. It's among the classiest and the most classic watches ever, by my opinion, and it's the Tagawa. I love that so much. I love how it looks. All the models. There is no model of Tagawa that I could say that it's not my kind of type. So I like that so much. On the other hand, lately we have so many let's say very expensive watches playing around, and we can see them, through the internet, and many public figures, are wearing those watches. But what I consider is it goes with how old are you? You cannot be like 20 years old wearing a Rolex. It doesn't fit into my eyes. It cannot fit into a personality. But you can be 20 and wearing, if may I say, like Apple Watch. That's completely acceptable. But I really cannot accept seeing a 20 years old kid wearing like a Rolex. So I'm among my best. So my best three would be Tegauer, Frank Mueller, and the one that I'm wearing right now that you notice, Forum One.
For the people who are like in the early 20s or mid 20s, let's say, Taco Air is one of the good brands. But like
Yeah.
for example, I was a little boy and I was watching the concerts of Linkin Park, and Chester Bennington has the Frank Miller on his wrist, and I was
Yeah.
like super good. I need to have that watch one. But as a kid, when I checked the price, it was like 14K or something.
Yeah,
I
it
was like,
doesn't suit, man. It doesn't
yeah,
suit.
exactly.
It's not stylish, for the youngs. I mean, there are watches we can name like Tisa. That's pretty decent. You can wear, but not watches like this, man. It needs to go with your age. It needs to go with what you're carrying, with your experiences. That's my opinion.
Some young dudes, actually, let's say like 18, 19 years old, they have got a Rolex Patek Philippe on their wrist, and I'm like, how are you earning life? What are you doing exactly so you feel like you deserve that one? Maybe that guy deserves that one. Maybe he's like a super genius and doing a lot of things in his life. But it's an exception, you know. It's literally an exception. I do understand they like that brand, but it's not fitting
Indeed,
correctly.
indeed, but you know better than I do that this kind of accessories, they're not only accessories, and they're not only telling you the time. It's investing
Exactly.
on them, as you can, or as somebody can invest on a painting, for example, or on a sculpture. You can likely invest to many things, and among them is of course the watch.
When I was like 18, 19 years old, I saw that DuPont lighters. It was fully gold and inside also engraved
Yeah.
some things written in there. And I asked one of my friends, like, why is it so expensive? Why do we need such a lighter in our life? And they said like back early times, a gentleman need to have a DuPont gold lighters. So when they travel to another country, if they somehow die there or something, in order to bury them, that's going to be the money that he's going to have, that gentleman, and
Oh,
he needs to
amazing.
cover its own expenses. You know, that was like a maybe fantasy story,
That's a great approach,
but
man.
that was a good one.
That's a great
A little
ideological
romantic.
approach. Yeah, it is. It is. Actually, it is. Actually, it is. And I definitely salute that, man.
Yeah, that was a good one. Actually. We all have watches. I have watch like okay, maybe a smart one or a normal watch, let's say a mechanic watch or quartz one. It doesn't matter. But you have your biological clock also, like waking up on time or going somewhere or feeling like it's lunchtime. Do you
No,
believe trust in your biological
no,
watch?
No
No?
whatsoever, no whatsoever, and that's why I'm so passionate about time management, because the thing is that I cannot do it by myself. All the time, I constantly need to check the time to be, on top of my business, to be on top of what I have to do when it comes, to family life or to professional life or to whatever. It doesn't matter, but I really cannot tell the time. I cannot, what time is it without saying it, because the routine, the everyday life, it goes in such a fast speed that the day ends before even it begins. But sometimes the day doesn't end at all. But this way or another, when it comes to myself, I really need to check constantly the clock.
The next question is really important for me. Personally, it's important for me because I have asked this question to a lot of people because they've got like a watch which is worth of 30K, 40K. And I'm asking like, we have the smartphones. Are you still checking the time from your wrist, or are you checking your iPhone or whatever phone you have? Because I'm checking my phone. I'm not looking at there. Automatically, I'm just checking my phone because I need to be precise. You said that you have a meeting, you need to be on time. Sometimes watches are not
Yeah.
going correct.
It's kind of different with me, because biggest power in our life is the power of getting used to do something. And since I was very young, I used to check the clock, check the watch. I'm not saying that I'm not checking what time is it on my phone, but no, the phone has its own characteristics and its own functionality. For me, the phone is to send an email, text a message, or pick up a call. That's it. But when it comes to time, this is so addictive. I mean, that.
You like to do that?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
I
yeah,
understand.
yeah,
I respect that.
yeah.
I'm not doing that
Yeah,
personally,
yeah,
but
yeah,
I
yeah.
respect that. Yeah.
I like I don't know if I like it, but I'm used to it. I'm used to it. But when it comes to phone, I'm just picking up the phone just to make a phone call and or receive an email. But in order for me to see that I'm how long time do I have until the next meeting, that's what I'm doing.
Okay, so you are not the person type of like who's seeing the watch as an accessory. It's a tool for you. You use it as a tool.
100%,
Okay, got it.
100%. On the other hand, because the passion and the love I have for the watches, I cannot hide and I cannot lie that it's not an accessory. Of course it is. Of course it is. But for me, it's useful, more like in a tool rather than an accessory. I mean, okay, that can be an accessory for me. I mean, I don't know if the camera can see it,
Yeah,
but not,
it can.
yeah,
It can.
but not this one. Not this.
Okay, that's a good one because like I had a friend who was doing a diving and he has a Rolex like over 15K and he's using that watch while he's diving and he's hitting it to the rocks. He's hitting it to the metals and he doesn't care because he's saying this watch is built for that, for diving. So I need to use it while diving. I respect.
Is
I
that for
totally.
real?
Yeah, like Rolex Submariners, the sea
Okay,
dwellers. It's
okay,
only for
okay.
diving, like up to 1,400 meters, let's say. He's not doing that much deep, but like he's using that expensive watch in that matter. And I'm like, wow, so respect.
Rich friends you have, man.
Only one. Only one.
Okay.
Only one. A couple of. Okay, let's say. All right. I would like to go with a romantic question to you to go back to your childhood, or I don't know when, but do you remember the first watch you ever bought for yourself, or it could be a watch that it was gifted to you from someone?
Yeah, I
Anyone.
do remember actually.
Which one was it?
So the very first watch it was of course a gift from my parents. It was a watch with a Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse?
Yeah.
What was the brand?
It was a Mickey Mouse brand. I don't know.
There was no
I don't
brand
know.
back
I don't
then,
know.
okay.
But I still got it until today. I loved it. I loved it, and I remember like having it like on my second grade, on my third grade, on my fourth grade. I used to have it. That might be the beginning of how I got so much passionate with wearing a watch. But the first one that I bought, I remember it was a Swatch. Yeah, it was a Swatch. That was, I think I was like 14 years old, 13 years old, with my own pocket money. That was the only one that I could afford.
I was also able to only afford the Casio, the plastic one,
Yeah.
in Turkey, when you're going to go the military, when you're like 19, 20 years old or whatever, you are buying that watch because it's super durable, super strong watch and super cheap and it's precise because it's digital. It's like, I don't know, 15 euros, 20 euros.
The
or
one with the
something like that.
lights, right?
Only
It would
with the
light
light.
up
There's
the
nothing
blue
else.
light. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
exactly.
remember that, of course,
Yeah,
of
it
course.
was my first watch. watch? I don't remember if it
That's
was
one
still
of the
the,
worldwide bestsellers ever, and still it
I
is.
don't know, millions it
Yeah,
sells.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah, yeah,
Everyone
yeah.
had it in my childhood.
Yeah,
Everyone.
yeah,
Yeah,
indeed.
exactly. I'm gonna get a closure about watches, but I have got one question. I'm asking to everyone that I meet in my daily life about that question. Okay, let's say that I'm a spoiled person. You know, I've got the Rolex Submariner with a green dial, let's say,
Yeah.
but there's this lobster color. You know, this oranges one
Yeah, that's
color.
my favorite, man.
But the price is 10 times than the other one. Just because the color changed, the price is 10 times. Do you think it's logical to go for it, or you feel like, am I a spoiled person if I pay 10 times the price just because I'm the person who want to own it?
Look, Gokhan, man. Look, my opinion is that from the moment there is something that you can afford it and it gives you joy and happiness, go for it. If you like to be a materialist, but that gives you joy, that gives you happiness, and that gives you motivation, or even better, just go for it. I would never characterize someone as spoiled when he's, achieving his goals. And if one of your goals is to have like a watch that you like with this orange strap, go for it, man, and give me a call and show me how it is. And
Exactly,
I will
bro. I like
definitely
your answer
support
so
you.
much. I like your answer so much because sometimes when I go to buy sneakers, the black ones are cheaper than the white ones, but I want the white ones, and most of the people wants the white one, so it's a little bit more expensive. But if you want it, just pay the amount and get it. You know, if it's gonna make
Exactly.
you happy, just do it.
Exactly, because you know that you worked for it. Nobody gave it to you. As a gift. You worked for it. You put an effort for it. So do it, man. If it's a watch, if it's a mansion, an expensive car, or just a can of caviar, just do it. Do
Do
it
it.
and enjoy your life. Enjoy your moments because you are working for them, man, and you are putting an effort for them. So you deserve. And if you're doing that, you deserve even more.
Exactly. Okay. We're going to close up the watch conversation here, but we're not going to go so far away. We're going to still stick into the time. So, my next question about you being Georgian and I'm being about Turkish. My question is like, is it the time different in Georgia and in Athens? For example, to give you an example, in Turkey, we have got a little hustle going on there, a little stressful things are going on because of politics, because of economics, because of many things actually, like how humans are acting and all the necessary things that we need in our daily life is affecting us. For me, for example, spending 1 hour in Turkey is feels more than the time I spend in Athens because in Athens I feel more chill, more slow going, like more like digesting slowly and living the life. How do you compare the time between Georgia and Greece?
Let's begin. That the thing is that I don't consider myself as a 100% Georgian or as a 100% Greek. I am 100% Georgian and 100% Greek, 200% of me. So the thing is that I truly believe that you need somebody or someone or a man needs to have the ability to adjust regardless the environment and regardless the place. Of course, depending on where you are, that counts and that matters, how you perceive the time. The truth is that being in Greece and, spending the summertime in Greece, that's the only time when the time stops and there is no watch, there are no clocks, and it's only the sunset and the sunrise. When I'm chilled, when I'm on my vacay, I'm enjoying to the fullest, and I'm trying to dedicate myself to other things rather than observing the time and all these fast and quick rhythms that we are living in these mega cities as Athens is, or can be in Istanbul, for example, or Ankara or New York, or it doesn't matter, right? So it has to do with the environment, and it has to do with the state of mind. And when my state of mind is chill and is calm, I don't care about time clocks whatsoever.
You are totally
Yeah,
correct.
I care about spending some good time with you, having a glass of good wine with you, or
Ooh, on a sunset, yeah.
exactly, or enjoying a walk with my wife and my kid and my friends, and that's what it matters, man.
Exactly. You're totally correct. About Georgia, I want to go again because, like, you described exactly what I feel about leaving my country, coming here, spending time with friends and, the ones that I love, and having that little bit of a wine in the sunset or, in a sunrise. It's like, you cannot pay money and buy that emotion. So it's like really important. Turkey and also Georgia, like in the same state, let's say, but Georgia is about to enter European Union, as I know, or it's in negotiations, let's say, or is it?
I'd love to go deep into that conversation, but I don't think that that's the correct place or time to go deep into that. But yeah, the nation tries to get integrated into the European Union. There is a dichotomy between the people. They do not know what path to follow. Of course, everybody wants freedom, wants to be free, and nobody likes to have no one on top of their head. Rather, that can be the European Union or the United States of America or the Russian Federation. It doesn't matter. So what I hope is for the people, regardless the nation, but especially when it comes to Greeks and when it comes to Georgians, I wish there was freedom in every aspect, freedom of speech, and freedom of expression, without no one being stigmatized or criticized by the opinion they have, or by the way that people are. There are struggles, man, in Turkey. There are huge financial struggles in
Sure,
Turkey.
sure.
I remember, let's say, in the early 2000s, when not the only the European, but almost the universal, the worldwide economy's heart was beating in Istanbul. But today is different. Today is different. So we should learn from the history. We should also be able to not repeat the same mistakes. So I'm hoping for a better tomorrow in every aspect, and that has to do with the understanding of each other, of us. What is the perspective of it?
These are all not to the history, let's say, and we all got our lessons about it. But I didn't actually want to go into the political wise of that case because you are the person who is like 100% Georgian and 100% Greek, let's say.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask you, like, are you feeling more European or Asian? Because in Turkey, we have the same conflict. Like, we have got like a lot of different
Uh-huh.
nationalities in my country, and sometimes I feel like this, and sometimes I feel like the other, and I'm like in between. I'm feeling confused.
Okay.
But eventually, I belong to somewhere.
Okay, in that case, I've got an answer, and the answer is that I feel and I identify as Caucasian.
Caucasian.
Yeah, exactly. Because Georgia, in a spot of our planet, it's called the Eurasia. So it's between Europe and Asia. Asia.
connecting.
This is exactly where the Caucasus Mountain is. So I identify myself as Caucasian exactly because of my Georgian origins and also of my Greek culture. I really cannot say that I'm Asian 100%. I really cannot say that I'm European 100%. So in order for me to balance those two inside me, I identify as Caucasian.
I feel like also myself the same, actually. Little into the middle. I'm somewhere
Yeah,
in between, and I'm
yeah.
trying to live.
But in Turkey, man, in Turkey, even in Istanbul, you have a serious, you distinguish seriously the European and the Asian side of the city.
Yeah.
So this is very, very clear to you.
I don't feel like it's super clear, but like we are still in between, because like here something, from there something, we're getting each things from everywhere, and we are trying to live in between. It's
Yeah.
easy and difficult at the same time because like mixing everything is richness. Actually, it's not conflict, in my opinion. You're more rich to have all of it.
Indeed, indeed.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as you can observe and you can take is richer than you are.
Okay, so we have got that rapid question section right now. I'm gonna ask you the questions fast, and you need to choose which one is your best one.
Let's go.
All
Let's
right.
go.
Okay. IWC or Hamilton?
Hamilton, it is.
Rolex or Patek Philippe?
I'm going with Rolex, man.
Rolex or Hamilton?
Hamilton, it is.
Hamilton or Frank Miller?
Frank Muller.
Frank Miller or Corum?
Frank Muller.
So Frank Miller is the winner for you.
Yeah, that's
a favorite
my
brand.
favorite. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
my
bravo.
favorite. I
Good
love the
choice.
design.
You're not gonna fail. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, stay exceptional.